Hello, sweet loves. Welcome to our restorative yoga flow today. Make sure that you have a pillow or a couple pillows handy, a blanket if you're practicing inside and you're finding yourself cold. That way you can stay really comfortable and warm and open. We'll start standing at the back of our mat. Roll the shoulders down and back, and then let the heart fall forward and down. Take a deep forward fold with the legs, bending at the knees. Starting to close the eyes and settle in. And inhale, look out, straighten the back, flat back. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper this time. Maybe you take your peace fingers around your big toes. Maybe you hug yourself a little bit closer to your legs. And inhale, plant the hands down and walk them out to the front of your mat. Stay in kind of a bent down dog. So knees are quite bent. Torso is kind of on the thighs. And then exhale, roll the shoulders over the wrists, open up through the back of the heart. Bend the hips from side to side. And exhale, take the knees wide, child's pose, set the hips down. Taking a moment to pause here, checking in with your connection to your breath, with your awareness of your body, your surroundings. And start to close the eyes and settle in. You can take the knees wider if you're trying to open up through the hips a little bit more, so you're kind of more in a frog pose. Using your breath to send intention toward your heart, toward your roots. And inhale, look to the hands. We're actually going to go right into frog. So if you haven't taken your knees wider, go ahead and do so now. Sometimes it helps on like a hardwood floor if you don't have sweatpants on to slide easily. You can take a blanket or a sock underneath your knee to slide it out. But forearms should stay down. The toes will point together and flex. And then you're gonna create a straight line from your right knee to your right hip, left knee. Oh, it's straight across and it doesn't make any sort of V like in child's pose, but it's opening up and aligned. And from here, you can stay on your forearms, or if it feels comfortable, you can settle in a little bit more. Take the fists together, drop your chin onto your fists, or putting your chest all the way down on the mat. Noticing any discomfort and listening to your body if it is true pain, easing out a little bit. But if it is just discomfort for this moment, taking a deep breath in through the mouth, an audible exhale, encouraging it to move throughout the body and release. Inhale, look forward. Plant the hands next to the ribs. Take the hips back and then inch the knees in together. Come to a comfortable seated position and we'll roll the shoulders down and back. Take fingertips, interlace back behind and open up the chest. And finding a little bit of movement here, almost like in cat-cow, so opening up through the chest. The shoulders remain open the whole time, but playing around with folding forward slightly, rounding and compressing, and then inhaling, coming back up, using the strength of your shoulders and your arms to send the bend to the mid to upper spine. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, forward folding. Doing just a few more of these on your own breath. And exhale, release the hands when you come back up. Take the right hand out to the side. And we'll inhale, reach the left arm up and over. And you're gonna sit the hips over to the left. So sitting that left hip down even more, creating more of a side bend in the left side. And inhale, sweeping it forward, forward fold. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, reach the right arm up, left arm reaches out, and sending the hips over to the right this time. And if you find, we're gonna do this again on both sides, but if you find one side is particularly tight, spend some more time on that side. And inhale. Moving to the right side once more. Again, if this side is really tight, spend some more time here. If it's not so tight, go ahead and move on to the left side. And exhale, sweep it down, forward fold. Inhale, look to the hands, come up to tabletop. Tuck the toes here and sit back onto the heels. Just stretching out the underside of the foot, the arches. Inhale, look to the hands, walk the fingertips out for puppy pose. Keep the hips over the knees. Flex the tailbone high, the chest opens to the ground. And closing the eyes to sink in a little bit deeper. Tuning in again to where your mind is, where your breath is. Are you holding, contracting, or are you breathing fluidly and releasing? Inhale, look to the hands, walk the fingertips back to cat-cow. And we'll take some circles with the rib cage and with the hips. And just like we did in some previous classes, if you choose the rib cage, it's just some circles with the ribs going from right to left side. Open the heart and also contracting. Just like in cat-cow, but more circular, then forward and back. And if you choose this, just make sure that you go in the opposite direction as well. And another option is to take the toes back just a little bit, sit the hips back, and roll the hips forward, making like a half moon shape with your hips, rolling from side to side. You might stop on one side and the other for some really good stretches in the glutes. And you can even set the hips down, come into cobra, whatever your body is calling for. So taking 10 to 15 breaths and moving, breathing at your own pace and your own expression. And finishing up either side, whichever posture you're in, eventually making your way down to your belly, preparing for cobra and sphinx. And when you're ready, we'll look forward, plant the fingertips down just below the ribs. Roll the shoulders down and back. Exhale to prepare. Deep inhale through the belly. Flexing the legs, lifting up the chest. Maybe you can lift your fingertips off the ground and stay here. If you'd like a little bit more of a supported cobra, you can open up through the chest and start to straighten the arms just slightly. You don't have to straighten them all the way, otherwise the low back will probably be compressed. Just finding that sweet spot for your body and taking some time to get familiar with it. Get more comfortable with the uncomfortable. And building a more positive relationship around our healing, our opening. And exhale, release all the way. We'll take the right arm out to a T to start, and then we'll bend the elbow 90 degrees so you're coming into a cactus arm with the right hand. And this is going to feel much different than our T twisting. So this cactus arm will focus across the top of the shoulder blade and the collarbone. So rolling up onto the right side of the body, the left foot plants back behind. And I like to take my left hand to my left glute or my left hip. But if that doesn't feel good, you can take it down onto the ground and just slightly push away, just like you do in cobra, encouraging you to twist and open a little bit more. Inhale back to center. We'll take both forearms down for Sphinx. Elbows right underneath the shoulder blades, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Slightly pulling back with those elbows. Let the heart come forward and up. So really engage through the back body to create more space through the heart, the front of the body. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Take the left arm out to a T to start. And then bend that elbow 90 degrees into that cactus arm. Push up onto the left side body, right foot plants back behind. And either right fingertips on the ground or to the right hip or glute. You can completely relax your face, your neck here, just letting the head rest on the mat or on a pillow. And exhale, slowly unwind, release the leg, come back onto the belly. We'll plant the hands down, tuck the toes so the tops of the toes are on the ground, and inhale, lift all the way up into upward facing dog. Tops of the thighs are off the ground. Tucking the tailbone, lifting the chest. And exhale, come to downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out the heels, straightening and bending either knee. Inhale, look to the hands. Roll the shoulders over the wrists, open up to the back of the body. And exhale, plant the right knee down and come up onto the right hand. Left ankle becomes parallel to the back of the mat and left arm reaches up and over. An option for full side plank here if you'd like a little bit more active position. And exhale, take the right ankle just slightly underneath where your right bum would be and sweep it all the way around to the side, gated child's pose. Forward fold. Inhale, back to the right side. Keep the right knee down to start. Tuck the toes in the back. And then plant the right foot down, low lunge on the right side. Roll the shoulders down and back. Open up the heart. And if it feels comfortable, we're going to start to forward fold and send the arms up toward the sky. So your right knee will just move slightly to the side to make room for your chest. Come down. And if you'd rather take lizard pose, if that feels better, we want to open up through the hips, you can go ahead and flex the toes to the sky. Open up the knee to the side. Whichever variation you choose, or maybe if you do both, just paying attention to your breath, your stability, even your gaze. Are you looking at things versus paying attention to the sensation of the posture? Wherever you're at, come back to that low lunge. Sit the hips back, half monkey, half splits on the right side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Take the bend in the right knee again. And then we'll fold it underneath us for pigeon on the right side. And if it's helpful, you can take your pillow or bolster underneath the right buttock. And exhale, start to walk your fingertips out in front of you and sink into this posture, closing the eyes, becoming really present. On your next exhale, inhale, flutter the eyes open. Plant the hands down, tuck the toes in the back, and step the right foot back. Exhale, come to downward facing dog. Noticing the difference in the hips and the knees from the right and the left side. Inhale all the way up onto the tippy toes, send the hips over to the left. And inhale back to center. And then exhale, planting the heels down. Take the left knee into the chest and place it down on the ground, coming into that supported side angle. Right arm reaches up and over. An option for full side plank if you'd like. And exhale, swing the left ankle parallel to the top of your mat. Sit the hips down and swing your body over to the right. Gated child's pose, forward fold. Inhale, look out, sweep it over to the left, come back to the top of the mat, tuck the right toe underneath, and we'll lift that left knee up off the ground, plant the left foot down for low lunge on the left side. Roll the shoulders down and back, fingertips interlace, inhale, opening, exhale, folding forward, letting the arms come up overhead. An option to do lizard pose if you did so on the opposite side, or practicing either. Inhale, look forward wherever you are. Come back to that low lunge. Sit the hips back into half monkey, half splits on the left side. Exhale, letting the head fall, the neck become loose. Releasing any tension in the face. Inhale, coming back to that low lunge. Tuck the right toe in the back and take the left knee down for pigeon on the left side. Again, if you feel more comfort with a little support underneath your left glute, take your pillow or bolster there. And then eventually find your way into a more relaxed state. Easing into this posture with your breath. And on your next exhale, slowly inhale, lifting the head, tuck the toes, and step the left foot back into downward facing dog on your own time. And feeling the balance on both sides. Inhale up onto the tippy toes, send the hips over to the right. Feeling that side body stretch in the left side of the body. Inhale back to center. Look forward with the hands. Drop the knees and crisscross the legs back behind. Sit the bum down and release the legs out in front of us. And we'll take our pillows and our blocks and set ourselves up for a really restorative heart opener. So depending on what you have at home, whether it's a bolster or some blocks, if you have blocks or books, stack them high and then take a blanket and just make it a little bit more comfortable for yourself. If you have some harder pillows, you can stack them on top of each other and then place a blanket on top. The goal really is to have a nice hump for your spine and for your heart to open, as well as your arms to fall to the sides. So making sure the low back is comfortable. And you can leave your feet out straight, or you can take the soles of the feet together, open up the knees wide, and slowly start to come back onto that supported little heart opener that you made. If it's not quite long enough, you can scoot the hips down in order to have your head supported and feel in a really relaxed and restful state. Settling in. Noticing the full support on the back of the heart. Completely supported and lifted up. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can take the arms, fingertips interlaced, and allow them to kind of rest overhead and open up. Take the right hand to the low belly, left hand over the heart. Feeling the belly and the rib cage working together to provide your breath, your life force. Feeling the weight flow of each breath as it comes and goes. Noticing under the surface of your skin the many intricate systems, your bone structure, the veins that are intertwined and weaved throughout your being, your organs, your energy centers, all working together cohesively as one. Inhale, start to open up the eyes, supporting your upper body by taking the hands down to the side. Come up to a seated position and take that pillow all the way in front of you, allowing your knees to still fall open to the side. Option 2, have them a little bit farther forward so you can forward fold a little bit more, or you can take them really close into your groin and let your hips open more. So depending on where you want to open and what feels most comfortable, just getting ourselves situated. Eventually finding a space where you feel comfortable. Closing the eyes. Releasing any tension. Maybe you notice your heartbeat. Your hips slowly starting to open, widen. Your low back lengthening. Readjusting if you find you want some more opening, taking your pillow a little bit shorter, or releasing one of the blocks so you can fold a little bit deeper. And the purpose of restorative yoga is to rest, replenish, and restore the body's vitality. It's almost like plugging into the charger port to recharge our batteries. And an opportunity to be really soft and gentle. up, release the pillow. You can leave your legs here, or you can do a crisscross, whichever is most comfortable. I'm just going to turn towards you. You don't have to move at all. But we're going to take our fingertips interlaced back behind our heads. And we're just going to exhale, really round through the spine. The tailbone might tuck. And shaking the head from side to side. Maybe you feel called to bend the head from side to side even more using the arms. And then inhale back to center. Releasing the arms and allowing the head to fall down and making some half circles. From shoulder to shoulder. Releasing all of the heaviness that we carry from stress, anxiety, our work days, that we hold on our backs, in our necks and our jaw. And inhale back to center, lifting up tall. Take the fingertips interlace back behind and both hands over to the right side. Letting the head fall over to the left. And then inhale over to the right. And you should feel it a little bit more when your head is on the same side of your hands, because your left shoulder is really, really opening over the heart. And exhale, forward fold, release the arms. Inhale, filling up the lungs, roll up. Take the hands back behind, interlace fingertips and bring them to the left side. Opening up your head to the right, then to the left. Pausing where you need some more opening. Really pressing into your side with that left hand and really holding that right arm in place so that it can open. And exhale, release all the way. We'll take the legs wide for straddle splits, and making sure that we aren't collapsing and just kind of like letting our tailbone tuck underneath. If we do that and we try to forward fold, it's going to have a lot of strain on our low back. So make sure that we're sitting up really nice and tall. You can shorten your stance with your legs so that your spine can be erect to start. And then wherever you're at, starting to forward fold, maybe you have a pillow close and you can let your arms rest over top for your chest. And then exhale, settling in just as we've done before, letting the body do its work. Letting it open, releasing all control. feel heavy. The lids closing over your eyes like a sweet blanket. If you find yourself needing to adjust, go ahead and make those micro adjustments. If you want to fold a little deeper, just making sure that those knees are facing towards the sky as well as the toes. They're not falling forward and down. Inhale, planting the hands down, coming up all the way. Release the pillow for your blocks or books. And taking the knees out wide, the soles of the feet together. Grabbing the big toes with the fingertips. Roll the shoulders down and back. Activate the spine. And exhale, actively forward folding as far as you can without rounding. And then once you feel your low back or your shoulders start to round a little bit, release the arms out in front and then tuck the head in. The arms are supporting the upper body. And inhale, coming up all the way. Release the legs out in front of you and come all the way onto your back. We'll take 1 or 2 rounds of plow pose. So rolling the shoulders down and back, tucking the shoulder blades underneath. And then lifting the hips up. Start to take the fingertips a little bit closer underneath the hips. And then inhale the legs to the sky. Use some momentum as you exhale. Take the hands to the low back. And the goal here is not to get the feet to the ground, but if that happens, that's okay. It's just really rounding through the spine, lengthening. And exhale, come down when you're ready, releasing all the way. Wiggling out the body, adjusting, getting yourself fairly comfortable. We'll do 1 twist on either side before we enter Shavasana. And taking a moment to grab any pillows or blankets that we may need. And take the right knee into the chest, send it over to the left side. Look right. Inhale back to center. Release the right leg, left knee comes into the chest, and send it over to the right, looking left. And your choice as you set up for Shavasana, for the most restful state, you can have a slight opening of the heart, supporting the upper spine and the head. You can take the knees open wide. Eventually finding yourself fully supported, comfortable, at ease. Releasing any tension in the jaw, the brow, allowing the eyes to become really heavy. Feeling the hands, the feet, the hips, really sinking into the floor, the ground. Releasing, restoring, and recharging. fingertips, wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, the wrists, and bend the knees up into the chest. Release anything that may be back behind us and curl yourself into a tiny ball when you're ready. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Deep inhale. And audible exhale. Eventually rolling onto your favorite side and making your way up to a seated position. Taking the hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head in recognition of this practice, this intention, and the time spent to really restore. And taking the hands to the third eye, pausing to recognize your brilliance, your intuition, your alignment, and then bowing the head over the heart, integrating your wisdom with your passion, the heart representing your compass, the mirror that shows you where you wish to open. Beautiful practice. Namaste.